When we say that the devil is attacking me, we actually don't mean that the actual devil, because he's not omnipresent, omniscient, and omnipotent. He can only be in one place at one time. And the devil does most of his work through a very well-structured kingdom, very well-oiled machine that is ran by demons. These demons, they are spirits without bodies who desire to inhabit a body. One thing is very certain, they have an insatiable passion to inhabit a body. Their preference is a human body, but they sometimes settle for a body of an animal. These demons, they are bent on doing Satan's bidding. They are given assignments by Satan. Some demons have assignments to afflict the health of a person. Some have the assignment to afflict the mind of a person. Demons usually come into a person's life, and there is the gate demon that opens the doors for other demons. The demon of bitterness will open the door to the demons of murder, to the demons of hate. One demon wants to always open the door for another demon. Why? So that they can have more and more occupation and oppression in person's life. That's why when you see Jesus casting demons out, many times you would see them saying, "Don't cast us out," meaning there was more than one. Satan accomplishes his purpose through demons. These demons, they want to inhabit and harass a person. They are destined to go to the lake of fire. They cannot change, and they are determined to accomplish their task set to them by their boss, the devil. The reason they do not like to leave a person is because they also get penalized for failing their assignment. Sometimes even during deliverance, demons will scream out and say that I do not want to leave, because they'll face judgment, not only from God, but they face some sort of consequences for failing their assignment. I've seen not once and not twice where demons would beg and plead not to leave because they knew that that would mean that they failed. And so, but I am completely fine and okay with demons failing, because I want to have them fail so that we can succeed. We live so demons fail, so that their assignments fail, because no weapon formed against us will prosper, meaning somebody's gonna fail. And I don't want it to be you. I don't want it to be me. I want it to be demons. They will burn in lake of fire for eternity. But before they get there, they need to also experience defeat and failure, because you chose to rise up and you chose to do something about their involvement in your life through Jesus, through his authority in my life. The devil not only uses demons to harass people, the devil also locks people in prisons of a curse. Curse is like a prison. It holds you. You know, there are slaves and there are prisoners. Slaves are people who are free, but they're not free, meaning free that they are on the outside, but they have somebody that owns them, controls them. Prisoners are people who are not owned in a sense, but they are so restricted and they are limited. They still live, they still eat. Sometimes some prisoners even offer medical help. They have certain books they can read. Some prisons allow some form of even entertainment. People can watch some movies, but they are extremely restricted. So Satan wants to use demons to harass people, but something else happens also, is a curse. Now curses and demons slightly different. Curse started in the garden. It was actually God's way of punishing humanity for disobeying his words. The first pronouncer of the curse wasn't Satan, it was God. When men disobeyed God, God cursed the ground, and then God cursed the childbearing, and then God cursed the snake. Then we see God says, whoever curses Abraham, gets cursed. God says, whoever disobeys my word gets cursed. We see that these curses, they're not only something that the devil invents, is that something happens in the spiritual world when you violate God's will, when you do what's not pleasing to Him, something begins to happen. Is you go into this spiritual prison. It's like this cloud that follows your life. And demons use those curses as open doors to begin to harass. It's almost like God lifts the protection from a person and says, listen, you don't want to be under the umbrella of my covering. You're stepping out into the storm, the tornado, on your own. And there are deadly consequences from that. Demons use curses. Many people who come who have demons also have curses. They have generational curses, are the most common curses. And when a demon is cast out, those curses are broken. A person can live as though they are free from prison, free from jail. They can live longer. Reoccurring, constant, chronic diseases could be a sign of a curse. Usually is generational. Constant attacks on your mind could be a sign of a curse. Barrenness, infertility, and problem with reproductive organs could be a sign of a curse. Brokenness in the family unit and relationships could be a sign of a curse. Somebody in the family tree offended God so much, perhaps in being involved with the occult, perhaps being involved with witchcraft, that what it did is they stepped out of the protection and the umbrella of God's protection, and they stepped on the territory of a curse. Curse becomes a spiritual prison that demons take advantage of, and they, together with those curses, harass your life. You're living with this place, this cloud that follows you, this chain that connects you, this prison. You have a certain amount of freedom, but you can't go very far. And then you come to Jesus, and the Bible says that through Christ, we can experience freedom from those curses, and we can experience freedom from those demons. Now, it's another teaching. Does it happen right away when you become a Christian? There are groups of people who believe that the moment you're a Christian, everything is wiped out. No more curses, no more demons, no more pain, no more wounds, no more past, which is legally true. Positionally, it's 100% true. You're a new creation. But on a practical level, you have to still continue to resist, fight. Not to get that victory, but from the position of that victory. Israel received the promised land in Abraham. God gave Abraham the promised land, but Israel didn't possess the promised land until they fought for it. And many Christians, what they do is they live in these prisons, and they live with these chains and these prisoners, these soldiers that are binding them, and they're just simply say, well, I prayed a prayer, but my life didn't change. Nothing changed. Well, something did change. You became a new creation. But we do have to teach you how to also fight, because Paul tells us, Peter tells us, Christ tells us to trample upon snakes, resist the devil, walk in faith. That means that there is a part we have to play to see that these promises become evident in our life. Satan isn't just interested to cause you to have demons harass you. Curses that keep going from one family tree to another, from one generation to another. He has these strongman demons, meaning these guard demons, the ones that open the doors for demonic garbage to begin to come in. But you think if that's not enough, he has one more thing, and this has been a common thing with a lot of people. He wants us to develop chains, addictions. He uses addictions also to get us connected and deeply grounded in His kingdom. Addictions to different things, they become Satan's way to keep you grounded, planted in the prison of generational curses.